Hey, this is Marcel Mengdal from TheLogicBox.com, and we're here to show you the capabilities of the newest revision of the web CMS. In this video, we're going to be focusing on one of the projects and one of the clients, the spoken experience. We're going to show you the differences between what is good and what is bad in the way they're posting their posts. And then we're going to take you through just the basics of rich text editor and show you how to align elements properly when copying and pasting from different websites. Additionally, we're going to show you the recommended options of setting the dimensions for your images to make sure that they're as pretty as possible when people visit your website. So as you guys can see, the interface works like this. All of this is kind of automated for you when your website is configured by us, and these arrows here take you to the previous and the next posts of the blog. Imagine this a WordPress on steroids. It's all CMS based, and you get to change all of this, and all of this is created dynamically on the fly with very little input by you. So this is the featured image. It's showing you who it's posted by. So again, if you are logged in, unless you are running a community, you are going to be posting most of your posts. So it will say by admin. This is the title. These are the categories. This is the root. So if a user clicks on this, it takes you to the root of all the posts. These are the categories. So we can switch in between all of these really easily. Let's go back again to a post. Right below here, this shows you the video that is actually playing muted in the background. When you click watch video, it again launches that same video that allows you to play it in the pop-up. Why is this like this? Well, it's actually built strategically to ensure that you have the most amount of views on YouTube, and your monetization is going to be a lot higher because you now have 3 ways of playing the same video on one page. One is automatic, second one is when you click watch video, and then the third one is really for mobile devices like cell phones, because you will not see the background video playing on any mobile. This technology actually is not readily available yet. So instead you would see basically this, and then the person will be able to click play. On the sidebar, you've got your Google ad, and you've got your subscription button to your YouTube channel, and your spoken experience, which is the Facebook link. So if I click on this, it will take me to Facebook. So all this would be pre-installed for you. These are the sharing buttons for every page. You've got them here as well. The related items are the search tags that I will be showing you how to input in the CMS, and this is just additional ways of monetizing your website, which these are recommended ads by a website called Shareable. And one more Google ad here and one more Google ad there, and then you get your footer. Okay, so now how is all this made? Well, let's go back. So here's our blog. This is the index of the latest posts. Let's log into our CMS. We're going to go to our blog posts and blog categories. Blog categories is what manages these things here. So if I want to create a test category, I would simply create one, and there's your test category. Click it, nothing in there. If I wanted to assign a new post or an existing post, I would simply go into my blog post. This displays the index of all of the posts with the published dates, the views, and click edit. And on the side here in the categories, I would just go and find our new test category. Just click it. If I want to remove it, I just click it on this side. So I click it, and I click save. Save will update it without taking me out of this page, so I can go in here and just reload, and there's our post. Or if I want to remove this, I can go save and publish, and this will take me back to the index and still make the change. Okay, so let's go back and remove this. Okay, So now this tutorial is meant to show you what is good and bad about the way you would be posting articles or tutorials on your website. One of the very first thing that I'm going to notice here is that you want to ensure your website is optimized for Google. By default, we would have installed your webmaster tools, added you to the safe websites for Norton, and you want to make sure that when the robots from search engines are pinging your website, they're getting the best possible results. And this, you do not want hyphens in your main title because it just does not look good. So let's preview this particular post. Okay, so a couple of things about this post. Because of the way the designer created this featured image, you can see that the title here is getting lost. Yes, you have sponsors and friends, and scroll down, there's the featured image again, and you've got your logo, you've got your text written. Okay, so it looks okay. The one thing is this shouldn't be bold. You may want to just kind of clean it up a little so it's a little prettier. Maybe put this text here on the side of the image, make this a little smaller. So we're gonna go and clean this page up just to make it look a little different. I've created a page for this so you can see what we're gonna end up with. So we're gonna end up with something like this. Now what I'm doing right now is I'm just pasting in code in code view because I've created this page offline. For the testing purposes, I just wanted to show you really quickly what it would look like to create it from scratch. And now let's submit. Okay, now let's preview. Okay, we forgot one thing. Whoops, we forgot our featured image. So let's go back in here and we're going to upload our featured image. Let's go with this. Okay. So now let's go see the difference between this one and the previous one that was created, which is this one. Okay, so this is the original one that we've had, and this is the new one. So yes, we recommend you hire a designer, a professional who can make sure that your layouts are good. At least for the first one, you want to create a template, and then you can follow that template for any future posts. This is getting lost again, and we could fix this really simply by going back to our blog post, and for example, we could just take out these hyphens, right? So you don't have to go and redo the whole post. You can just go back in here and just delete it. I like capitalizing the very first letter of each word, except for stuff like is. Sometimes you don't need to. As you're typing, you can see that down here in the permalink. Permalink stands for a permanent link. Anytime you update this, users will still be able to find you with the older link. It saves every variation of that link. It just adds to it as you're typing. See, so you don't have to really worry about that. You're always going to get it right. Publish date, you can create and publish posts into the future, or you can adjust dates to make it look and appear as if there's a nicer flow of posting articles. Background video from the source. Let's go find a YouTube video. YouTube poetry slam. Okay, let's just say we wanted to take this YouTube video and play it as our background on here or here, it doesn't matter. Right now we're in here. We would essentially either add a play button, right? So if you add a play button, then submit this. Right now, if we reloaded, there would be a play button right here. See? Because it's kind of hard to see. That's why we built in the dim option. And in the dim option, we save. It dims the entire background by about, I think, 60%. So you can still see the nice button. You can see the title. You still see the image in the background. But that same image is actually going to appear when you scroll down. So It's just a nice way of presenting your title. What else can we do? Oh yes, the background. To add a background video, click insert URL or you upload a video. The videos that you upload must be 5 megabytes and under, and they must be MP4s, WebMs, or they can be MP3s. You just upload a video, find it, and upload it. But we don't recommend this simply because it's a lot better and faster if you add a URL as a background video from YouTube or Vimeo. If you have a direct link sitting somewhere else on the internet with WebM, like Amazon for example, you can paste it in here too. So we're going to go paste in that link that we just copied, and note that I'm actually copying from here. If this was a playlist link, it would also work. So let's copy this, paste it in, and now we're going to save submit and then save it again. And now we should see that video playing with audio. I don't know if you guys can hear it. They're clapping right now, but see if I click watch video, it actually launches that same video in our pop-up. That same video that's playing in the background is actually here, so user can play it. So we want to take out the mute. So to take out the mute, we go back and click insert URL and click mute button. You can show suggested videos at the end, but by default they should do it anyways. So we're gonna save this once again, and actually let's save and publish because I lost the link. And let's go preview. So now that same video will be playing, but you will not hear any audio. It's muted. Don't put audio playing immediately. I mean, you can if that's the intent of your website, but I always suggest not to. And you can see that there's your image again, and then there's your video, so a user can play it. The next step, what we would want to do is we want to adjust and fix all this stuff. So I'm not going to tell you not to use these images. This is just for your own purposes, but I do recommend that you style the page to look really pretty and really nice. For that, I actually noticed that we can go and navigate to the person's website, and you just grab all the information either from their Facebook page or their LinkedIn. So let's go to their website and see what they have. So okay, so this is the person's website here, and this is their Facebook. Okay, so not much to work with here. So I grabbed the logo from here, I copied this, it happened to be very high res, and then I created a template in Photoshop, and I'm just going to show you my Photoshop here really quick. Let's just see here. I'm going to open up that template for you. Okay, here it is. So this is the template that I've created for this particular client, and anytime there's a sponsor, we're going to work around this. So basically we've got our sponsors and friends at the top, and then the logo always goes in the center. So I actually did update this for the next sponsor, so I made this black, and it's actually, and I made this a little wider, so let's go with this instead. So we're going to take this and copy this logo, paste it in here. Just gonna fill in the background, move it underneath. Okay, so now we can save this. And I highly recommend organizing it. So I have a category for articles, and I named the file for sponsors the exact path of the post from the post when you're saving. So you get it from here basically. You can preview it and copy this part, right? Or you can just type it on your own if you like. Okay, so we can see here that this is still the old version, so we're gonna go and modify this. You must delete the old image that's on here, so click this little trash can, delete it, then it will reload, and now you want to make sure you have a 1920 width by 1080 height JPEG. If you're using Photoshop or whatever else, you can find the dimensions, either image size, and it will tell you that it's 1920 by 1080. So we're going to go and upload our new image now, which is right here, the black one, and save. Okay, so you can see that didn't update here, just gotta reload it. make sure you reload the page so you can see the updated image here before you start making any additional changes. Otherwise, you may get an error with the images and you're gonna have to re-upload it. Okay, so here you go. So this is the old one. So now we're gonna okay, so this is the one that I showed you in the beginning of the video, as you can see, and this is the newer one. Our love is reckless. So now it's playing. Scroll down, and there's our brand new sponsored image. Okay, so the next step and the final step of this video will be to show you how to clean this whole thing up. So first, don't follow my exact layout procedures here. It's because it's going to depend on what it is that you're actually adding. So a logo is really not, oh, it's actually OLIP. It's not necessary because the logo is inside the featured image right here. So I would go and browse the person's website, and let's go to their about section, and you can see that they start off with an image and then they have their about section in here. So you can basically copy this stuff here. So I'm just going to select it all and go copy. And you need to strip the formatting. Our CMS does a good job in stripping the formatting of the image. By formatting, I mean that it's not bold or large lettering or whatever. But there's a way to strip it. So we're going to bring it down. And then I'm going to, this is a source code. Now I use this a lot and you may not know how this operates. But I'm gonna be posting a couple of videos that will teach you the basics of this, because this is actually really handy. Okay, so I'm going to go above this H1 tag to make sure that there's nothing there, and I'm just gonna put a couple S's and click OK. This makes sure that it strips all of the tags. If I start typing here, you see it's nice and big and flat. But if I start typing here, it's stripped, and that's what I want. So I'm going to go click right before the first character and just Control V, that paste, or Apple V, I think. So now this copied the stripped version of the text. We don't really need the mission. I mean, I could take the mission, but I don't really need it. Okay, so here's our text. The next thing I want to do is I'm going to add that image that they have on their page. To do that, I would simply find the source of this image. To do that on any image, on any website, you click on the image and you right click on it, or you get to your properties and then you go copy image address. So then if I say go in here and paste it, this will copy the exact path on the internet to that image, to the original size. And I want to go back into my editor here and click on this insert edit image icon. Now in the next pop-up, under the general tab, under source, I can go into my file manager, right? And this is all the files that are uploaded into the website. Or I can go and just paste this, Control V again, or paste. And then now if I click anywhere in this boxes below, automatically it should give me the dimensions. If it doesn't, then you didn't do it right, and you need to go and copy the image address path once again. So now the dimensions are 1600 but 1066, which is great, but we really don't want to do that. We want the image to scale down and up depending on the browser size. So to do that, we want to make the image responsive. So we would delete 1600 and replace that with 100 and then percentage sign. And then delete the other, and then we would keep the constrained proportions. And now we click OK. And there's our image. Now you can go above it and give yourself another space if you want. That's all up to you later after you see what it looks like. Okay, so next up, underneath, you could put credits if you want, and then I believe under format there are certain things that you can, underline, italicize, make it bold, whatever. We're not going to bother with this, so we're just going to undo it. Okay, next up is what do we got? We're going to go and see what else they have on our website. So we're going to go to Founder. Okay, so here's the Founder. We're going to first do what I did last time, is get the image address. And now we're going to paste this image in using the insert edit image function. let's bring it down to say 150. So if I skip 100, this will adjust. So let's go 150. And let's keep the constraint on and okay it. Okay, so that's a little too small. I can click this and I can drag it as big as I want it. So let's get it to 200. Okay, now we want to get the text, because when I type and I press enter, as you can see, it's not wrapping. So to get this text to wrap around the image, we simply click the text, and the image, and then at the top here, you're gonna use one of these align left or right buttons. So if we click align left, you can see that the text just snapped right into it. Now it's going to be a little tight, and I'm not gonna go and tell you how to add coding to this quite yet, but you can add spaces to separate this. Let's add a nice headline, so we're gonna go say, I like to make mine bold. Actually, let's make it bigger. Let's make heading 1. There we go. Now let's go get our information. Again, I'm just copying into my clipboard, and I just pasted it. So as you can see, when it wraps around the next line, it does stick to it. So there's one way to do it is, you can go to the first line and you press Shift Enter, and then the spaces will work. If you don't do that, for example, see, it will just keep coming back and forth. So Shift Enter, and then the next line, and then the next line. There we go. Let's take this photo credit too. We'll put the photo credit though on the same thing. There we go. Let's italicize this though. There we go. This a little smaller. Okay. What else do we need here? So look at this. That really we don't need now. It's Allir. It's actually, so let's add Allir. That's because that's what it is. All love is reckless. Okay, good. Okay, so now for more information, but what else do we have on the other? I think we have events. So let me take this, and I just copied it. Events. And let's see what else we've got here. Let's see, events. Okay, so here's another image. So we're going to do the same thing. If you remember, we're going to copy the image address, insert the image, paste it in, change this to 100%, get rid of the next one, and click OK. Then we're going to click on after the image, and then press enter. And now we can start typing again. This stuff, which is right here. I'm pasting right into it. Copying this, pasting it in. Okay, now one way to add links is there is a mail link or a www link. When you go to the last character and press spacebar, it would automatically make that into a link. The only thing it doesn't do is it doesn't launch it in a new page. So to do that, you would need to right click and go insert edit link, or click anywhere in the blue link area and go up here, and you're going to get the same pop-up. And this is all the information, as you can see here. So we're going to change the target to new window. For more information, visit www.ourloveisreckless.com space and new window. Done. And I think we're pretty happy with this. Now we're gonna save or save and publish. Oh, one more thing here. One other thing, we don't need that. We just need it in the sponsors and friends. In the search tags, they must be separated by commas. To do this, I highly recommend you go to Google Trends. Type in Google Trends to google.com or google.ca/trends. And in the explore topics, type in the topic of your website. So we're doing, say, the spoken word. And this will display how popular the interests of this is on the internet. And you can change this to explore from different location, different time, and under web search, just go to YouTube search, because this is what we're focusing on right now. So you can see that on YouTube, not many people. It's not really trending a lot. Let's see what people are spoken word. Let's see what's rising. Nothing. Okay, George the poet, Jesus spoken word, Levi the poet. So these are the things that are trending right now. So, but we can see spoken word poetry is pretty good. So what we would do is we would try and basically take all these keywords and paste them in. I'm just pasting it in, and I'm just going to go in here and comma, 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 and of course add your own website domain name. And now we click save and publish. Oh wait, I had a typo in here. Always reload just to make sure you've got the latest information when you click back, because it won't save all of the formatting for you. So you can go back and forth and it will show you the information, but I always recommend click reload or just do everything by resetting the post by going right from here. One thing I noticed here is it's our love, not out. See, these little typos will screw things up, so make sure you fix them. And of course we don't want the YouTube video playing in the background because it's not from that event, so we're going to take that out. Take this out, unmute this, save and continue. Get rid of the play button, and we're going to save this. And let's go back. Here it is. And here it is. Here's our brand new post. Okay, so we can make this a little bigger now because we can see that's wrapping underneath. So yeah, it doesn't look the same as it does. So you're gonna have to go back and forth to get the right. Don't worry about the she here. You know what? Let's just wrap this back. And let's save this. Okay. We're going to be working and trying to fix this so it's an easier way, but it is actually a lot cleaner than it was. I'm going to add an extra space here and above here as well. So to do that, I'm going to go to the very first character. I'm going to press Shift Enter, not Enter. Shift Enter gives me a smaller space. And like here we're going to do Enter for a bigger space. And here we're going to do Shift Enter for a smaller space. And let's see what that looks like. Okay, it's a little better. This looks fine, and then our related items are down here. Okay, so I hope that this taught you something about our interface and how to properly create posts. If If you have any questions, you can reach us at info@thelogicbox.com. Find me at facebook.com/MarcinMigdal. And again, I hope you go ahead and make the most out of your website. Thanks again. I'm Marcin Migdal.